Tonight, from Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Buffalo Bills taking on the Washington football team.
Winter is just around the corner as you get a look at Bills Stadium just south of Buffalo, New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Washington football team. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. And we are underway in Buffalo. On the return, here's a speedy Jamison Crowder. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Washington offense onto the field. And they'll be let out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And incomplete to open things up. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Forced out to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 43. They'll drop to throw. That is caught. Josh Reynolds. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This one left side caught by Gibson. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. He'll drop to throw. Completes it to Samuel. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Back to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That catch good for only a couple. On second down, a run with Gibson. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Trying to finish off this opening drive. From the 3, this is 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is indeed good. And it's 3-0 Washington. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6th-string quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. So those are the numbers for Gronk in last week's outing. 5 catches, 55 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll look to throw here. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 22-yard line.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Back to throw now on first down. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. He's at the 50, 30, 10. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now we move our focus to Stephon Diggs. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a... That's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They're going to look to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. The throw over the middle taken in. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the Bills are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now back to throw. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. They'll set up a throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great effort there. His his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one.
Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room. Clock at 20 seconds to go in the half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Man, where has the season gone? We're into week 15 now. So let's give everybody a look at what's coming up here on what should be a very interesting weekend of football. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll square off against the New York Jets. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And finally, on Sunday Night Football, should be a good one there, between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
2nd and 1. It's complete. He's got Gronk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up with Diggs. Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. They'll set up to throw. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Second and 11 now. Looking to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 29-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a handoff out of the gun. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open, Gronkowski. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to throw here. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Adams. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 5 yards on the catch there brings up 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
He's got it. Touchdown, Bills. Davante Adams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And is now 14-10. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all of this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done. Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 39-yard line. High throw, but the catch is made. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Again, he'll drop to throw. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Buffalo offense back out ready to go. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us. But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Slings this deep from McLaurin, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big gain there for the Bills. They lulled them to sleep. All set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back, trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big pass. Ron Rivera scowling down on the sideline, and he's thrown out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. But that's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
Check back.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Let's go, D.
Over the middle, complete. It's Adams. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now Washington down 14-10, a minute 54 on the clock. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Pass complete, Samuel. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Pass caught by Crowder. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Throw right side taken in by Gibson. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down.
No! We got to do our job, man!
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And this is going to be caught. It's caught. And they've won the football game. So it's Washington getting the victory here. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Washington, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And
Today, from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs versus Russell Wilson and the Green Bay Packers.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
To throw is Wilson. Caught on the right side by Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wilson to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 33.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, down at the 33. A give to Jones. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
What did they call that on?
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Throwing is Wilson. Being chased out left. He'll check it down, complete to Dillon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Sliding out of the pocket, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 4th down, here's KC punter Tyler Newsome. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. And Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. From the shotgun, Wilson into the secondary past the 40. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
On 1st down, Wilson. And yet again, it's Howard with a catch. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line. Here's a give to Jones running left. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Wilson. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Oh, good move. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play there on the scramble.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll take this one inside the 10. Down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The give is to Jones. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Santos' kick is up and through, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They are still in search of their first points of the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Mahomes. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw into the hands of Kirk. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Mahomes now on 1st down. He'll swing this one out to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Christian Kirk as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs have tied it, and they can take the lead with the extra point.
We've been together a few years, and you know that I really ride the wave of old momentum, don't I?
Yes, you do.
There is a heck of a difference between being down 6 and possibly being up 1. And right now, they've got that opportunity.
No doubt. That is a big-time score and a big-time swing in momentum. Extra point by Butker is on target, and they take the lead here at 7-6. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They go play fake. Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 3, 2nd and a yard. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. And this defense going to bring out a couple extra DBs here on 3rd and a yard. Now here's Mahomes. This is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Well, you have to be aware defensively that you've got 2 goals because obviously you're trying to prevent the touchdown, but you're also trying to keep it from getting a first down as well. That time they weren't up to the task, and it's 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Butker on for the PAT. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call.
Come on, you serious, dog?
When the holding penalty sets them back inside the 20 as they get going on this drive. Play action. Now Wilson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Well, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes, the tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. It's Kelsey on the grab.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. The 40. Past the 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They're going to try and run for it. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. From the 6. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. They will look to flush the memory of that pick 6 as we now have a brand new tie ball game here in the 4th quarter. Getting down to the good stuff. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at about the 32. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. It'll be a gain of 6, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football?
Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. But no help there as they'll get to him at the 5. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Wilson. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. But only able to muster a gain up to the 8-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. What do you think? Play this safe? Just worry about getting to OT?
Yeah, don't make any risky throws. It's going to change the outcome. But if anyone slips, take the big shot.
And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. Able to find Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Now Wilson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is Jones. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a 3rd would win it. And his kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it. And let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the 4th quarter. But a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level just didn't seem to be there. But in the 4th quarter, somehow they dug deep and found that extra bit, right, that reserve tank. They hauled it out. Offense scored some points. Defense held them. And lo and behold, they walk away with a win. Maybe expend a little more energy than they expected to, but they'll take it.
So for Green Bay, the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they fall to
Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 15 of the MFL on EA Sports. It's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott to guide them.
It's been a lot of fun watching him advance in his career. Many people question his ability to throw the football coming out of Mississippi State. He's conclusively answered that question. In addition, a very strong runner and an even better leader.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 17 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And they get to him right out of the gate. And this defense hoping that that's a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, when you give up a first-play sack, makes your quarterback wonder if he's going to go to the sidelines and talk with his offense coordinator and head coach and say, hey, you know that game plan we put together? We might need to change it right now.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. They're going to look to throw.
He's going to get this one down to Cook.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
A first down carry by Elliott. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And now Cooper, slow to get up. Staying down after that last play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Second down at 5.
Prescott.
And that's complete to Gandy Golden.
Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. Those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on third down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
Yeah, the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now Elliott. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Antonio Gandy Golden.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Cowboys have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
He'll keep it himself.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
2nd and 9. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. He'll look to throw. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Cook now off the read option. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 16.
And that's patience to be admired right there because he looks left, looks right, and waits for the right guy to come open, spots him in the middle of the field, and delivers.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Their mobile, agile quarterback. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. From the 31, Prescott throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Just a gain of a couple there, and they're going to have a third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Are you serious, dog?
So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played. But you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. On play action, they'll throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Setting up the screen for Cook. Shred. Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down.
Here's Jack Fox now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taken in at the 22. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel.
Prescott on 1st down.
He'll find Gandy Golden there, complete.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing, Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And now out comes Minnesota.
And they'll start with a short field following that turnover as they look for points here before the break.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 2nd and 2. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Back to throw now on 1st down.
Complete. Jefferson the target.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And this one is right through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter three. And the half will begin with a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Give to Cook out of the gun. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. And the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back. They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. Handoff comes to Cook. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They'll set up a throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly, and this one could be coming back. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll look to throw again. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Second and 15. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
He'll drop to throw. Touchdown! That's caught. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed.
I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, used to say. Be quick, but don't hurry. You can see that everything is happening for him, but he's not taking it at a pace that he can't sustain.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 17-14. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Prescott.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Prescott.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Prescott. Looking sideline, incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the 1st row.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Prescott yet again. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Talk about angling that one perfectly, partner. We know the ball can bounce anywhere, especially how it's shaped. But that one, as if on cue, goes out of bounds perfectly.
Perfect indeed, right at the 1-yard line. Excellent coffin corner punt. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Well, a clear running situation, try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. That's Harper. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Prescott to throw it. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra to move it.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. Not much there, only a yard. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. To throw, Prescott. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They'll set up to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they will take a knee here. Victory. Formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.
I spy a couple of extra defensive backs on the field for Dallas.
Cowboys in the dime on third. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for Minnesota, the win gets them to 5-9 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco.
Today, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Los Angeles Rams taking on the New York Giants.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New York Giants and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. And off we go from SoFi Stadium. Here's Smith to return it.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Trey Hendrickson. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, if they get to him.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one, and their script said put the quarterback down and do it fast.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Oh, no.
So pass interference the call. That's going to set him up with a 1st down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The official's letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the 1st quarter.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Second and 5. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 32.
And the Rams are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading the charge will be their quarterback, always fun to watch, Deshaun Watson.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 20 carries, 107 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Watson. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
Well, when you time those screen passes perfectly, they can work perfectly, but that time it took a little too long to develop.
And you zeroed in on exactly what makes that play go. Timing. Because if the timing's off at all, those unblocked defenders coming at the quarterback, they'll put him on the deck.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now it's Watson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
You definitely would like to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Here's Smith to return it. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And this passing game, this whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 44-yard line.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. He'll look to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now this throw caught left side. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. We're scoreless after one. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. That's to Galladay, and he's got it. Touchdown, New York. Kenny Galladay, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Graham Gano on for the extra point.
It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. That time a 6-play drive, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
This is Tony Pollard. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Watson. Complete. It's Henry. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. From just shy of midfield, Watson. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Faking the give. Now Watson.
And he'll get this underneath to Henry.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 27, Watson.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Watson on 1st down. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. To throw again on 2nd down, Watson. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Watson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Woods. Touchdown, Rams. Robert Woods. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll look to throw now on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 6 there on first.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Second and 4. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers to get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Again, he'll drop to throw, and that is incomplete. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Well, the Rams going to take over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
They begin with Henry. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Watson's throw pulled in by Jefferson.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now a first down throw, Watson. And he can't get away from the pressure the Giants get there. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
2nd and 16.
The final shot before the break, Watson.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish. as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first down?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney.
And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Second and 6.
Now back to throw. This complete to Langford. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Looking to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point try good by Gano. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll contain him to just 4, second down. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Bobby Brown. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Back to throw. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Coming up, we're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Barkley. And some nice running, going to get him down close to a 1st down at the Rams 22. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Here's Langford. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They'll look to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 5. And the Rams are right back in this football game. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Watson. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Watson. And a dump off here to Robinson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And this Giants defense getting off the ball quickly. They stop him behind the line again. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Watson. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Watson now to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. After the sack on first down, Watson
to the right side and complete to Jefferson.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Watson.
Got a man, it's Higbee, complete.
And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's Watson.
And it's caught.
And the Rams are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Watson to throw.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make or break onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. They'll run on first down. Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
2nd down, here's Barkley again.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'll drop to throw. It's hauled in by Shepard. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. And they take a knee. And the Giants will kneel it here out of the victory formation. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Giants, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, the loss might not
Tonight, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions.
Now, the good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great season. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a pickup of 3 and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stopped him well short.
Here comes the Lions punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Bears take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Now, this defense for the Lions, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
A check on the numbers by Moore last week. 6 catches, 72 yards.
And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And the benchmark for running backs, 1,000 yards. The same for receivers. When you have that kind of a year, you've had a monster one.
Going deep for Montgomery. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Chicago! David Montgomery, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Bears have taken the early lead.
Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC.
They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football. Always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
Right back to Swift again on second down.
And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Now a play fake here on first down.
This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. They're going to look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in week 12. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Back to throw, Fields.
Flush to his right. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
He's going to look deep for more. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Fields.
And he comes back with one complete.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here's Fields.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Trey Flowers able to drop him for a loss of a couple. But you could almost see his eyes light up defensively. I mean, as a linebacker, that's about as quick as you can get to a quarterback.
So what did your 3rd grade teacher teach you about straight lines, right? As soon as you have those, you take full advantage of them. He found a gap in the offensive line, got to the quarterback, and put him on the deck.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
Another try after the 1st down sack.
Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw here into the hands of Moore.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, He just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Four yards remain for second down. To the air again, Fields.
He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Montgomery. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Looking to throw again on second down.
Fields.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Juju Smith-Schuster the target once again.
Here's Fields.
And that takes us from second to third down. Over the middle, complete. It's Arnold.
And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Throwing again is Fields.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Fields.
The quick slant caught. Touchdown Bears. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Bears go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
Rohrwasser now for the point after.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining.
Just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 4.
Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that one is still scoreless as they play in the second quarter. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. Now it's Parker.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing again on second down. Fields. And fights through one man.
Not sure how you feel about it, but to me, I think we're seeing it in front of our eyes. This league continues to change. Look at the moves you ordinarily get from a running back from the quarterback position.
Yeah, that's like a Le'Veon Bell type move right there, but you're exactly right. The game's kind of evolving in that way, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the quarterback is rapidly becoming an extra running back as well.
On second down, it's Montgomery, and he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Fields now to throw. And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Now Fields.
And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
So here we go on a 3rd and goal. This Lions defense, they haven't broken yet.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
This is caught. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So Montgomery denied on 4th and goal. And the Lion defense able to come up there with a goal line stand.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. He'll drop to throw.
He gets this complete to Cephas.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Back to throw again. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 42.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll get this off to Swift.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a man open down the middle of the field and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Looking middle, and that's complete. The Lions need to move. They're hustling to the line now. They'll look to throw again. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
And the Bears are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. Here comes the Bears punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for the Bears,
the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story as they move to 9-5 on the year.
And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons.